Hello, everybody. I'm Nick. This is Bobby. We are Jeff's cousins. And as his cousins, we've been very close friends of Jeff's our entire lives together. Some of our very earliest memories between the three of us are when we all played basketball together when we were about 5 years old, the YMCA League. We all played our individual roles on that team. Bobby played pretty well, but normally threw tantrums when he was taken out of the game by his father. I generally stayed away from the action of the game because I was running around or running into the padded walls like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, pretending to be one. Jeff showed some skill with the ball, but he got a little emotional whenever he was fouled or confronted by any kind of defense. I will say, though, that early on we realized Jeff was a phenomenal athlete, and this was particularly evident in baseball as a pitcher. And I had played on teams with Jeff in baseball and basketball growing up, but it wasn't until high school when we played each other the first time. And I remember going up to the plate and smiling at Jeff, giving him a wink, to acknowledge that we knew each other. And it was just returned with a cold, cold stare from the mound. And I knew everything had changed on the field. And actually in that same game, Jeff struck me out to win the game. And I remember watching him cheer with his team from the mound as I quietly pondered charging the mound with my metal baseball bat.
Yeah, I was also Jeff's teammate on a number of teams. But if you know anything about the Keenan men, you see where he gets his competitive spirit from. His grandfather, Bill, who was one of the sweetest men you could ever meet, was also Jeff's biggest fan. He was also the only 80-year-old man I've ever seen almost thrown out of a West Hartford youth basketball game. He did not see eye to eye with the officials with the fouls called on his grandson. We all know what a great athlete Jeff is. There was one thing that Jeff and I were equally terrible at, and that was in our musical abilities. Jeff played trumpet, and I played saxophone at Conard High School. We were there mostly put on our college application, though. Mark, it was a great idea. It worked. Yeah. Mark, we was my guidance counselor in high school. Jeff and I were mostly there to see who could be a bigger distraction to the other when it was our turn to perform. I sat directly in front of Jeff, which gave me a massive tactical advantage. I would wait for Jeff to start playing, discreetly turn around and unscrew his music stand until the weight of the sheet music brought everything just crashing down. I forgot to mention the name of the class was concert band. Although I don't think we performed in front of a live audience. Mr. Porter just didn't have the heart to expose our parents to what he experienced every morning at 7:30.
When it wasn't sports or school, we also, Jeff, Bobby, and I, and a few of our friends who are here tonight, hung out just about every weekend together. Whether it was going to play laser tag or going to all-you-can-bowl nights, followed by a table for three at Krispy Kreme donuts, or playing poker and watching bad movies and making fun of them. Despite having the teenage experience that most high schoolers probably envy or dream of, we didn't really understand why girls didn't hang out with us more often. We did not understand it. But if there was one thing movies had convinced us of at that point, it was that girls like one thing: lifeguards. So one summer, Jeff and I decided we would be lifeguards. So we signed up for a class, and my brother Dan dropped us off at a class. And we surveyed the class when we got there, and despite the fact that we hadn't swum in any kind of organized swimming in years, we felt like we had rockin' beach bods compared to these guys. We were really hallucinating, but we thought we had this in the bag. And the first exercise, we jumped out ahead of everyone because we had no concept of what endurance was in swimming. And we very quickly realized that everybody was a significantly better swimmer than us. And we're starting to lap us very quickly. But the low point of the class was when the teacher threw out a 10-pound brick in the middle of the pool to represent a child that you're supposed to dive in and save. And keep it above your chest and swim back to the edge. And everybody did this seamlessly. And they just watched in awe as Jeff and I completely failed at the exercise. and just doggy paddled back to the edge of the pool, using every last ounce of strength that we had to keep the brick or the child above the surface of the water and slam it back down at the end of the pool and be like, we did it! And the teacher just was bewildered and just basically said, all right, everybody, take 5, you two come with me. And he went on to basically say, look, I can't in good conscience let the two of you be lifeguards. You're not only a danger to everyone in the class by continuing to try and be lifeguards, you're a danger to anyone that you can get in the pool with. I'm not exaggerating this. And I remember Jeff just looking at him and saying, okay. So I called my brother Dan, who hadn't even gotten home yet from dropping us off, and asked him to come pick us up. Yeah, it was a rough ride home. So that summer we did not become lifeguards.
But aside from these great stories, once you get to know Jeff, you see what a humble and incredibly caring person he is. And as someone who has siblings myself, I think the thing I've most admired about Jeff is what an amazing older brother he is to his sister Sandra. In particular, I remember Jeff just always being there to give her a ride whenever she needed one before she had a license of her own. My brother asked for rides for years, and I think I left him hanging once or twice. I remember when I first had the opportunity to meet Vicki, it was at a Scully family party, and it's pretty intimidating to meet us all at the same time. Vicki was not only completely unfazed, but she really made a lasting impression on Nick and I. Upon having our first conversation, she was someone I immediately felt comfortable with, and as the night went on and the drinks flowed, we had a bit of a heart-to-heart, and I knew that she'd be around for a long time.
Yeah, after getting a very similar first impression, it's been amazing for me to see Jeff and Vicki's relationship progress over time. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say when you're out with the two of them, seeing them have a good time together, you know that they're truly in love with one another. I know this has been evidenced by others at recent Halloween parties where they've gone as Danny Zuko and Sandra Dee, or Peter Pan and Wendy. And I know you're all thinking, these are Jeff's favorite movies. No, but it is awesome to see Jeff go out and just have an awesome time with his girlfriend when other boyfriends might have put up a fuss and whined about it. But I've been around for a couple of great occasions where the two of them put together an amazing, for example, birthday pub crawl for Sandra on her 21st birthday, or when Vicki reached out to all of us last year to organize an amazing pub crawl in New York for Jeff's 27th birthday. And in both instances, what amazed me about Vicki was that she put in every effort to make sure that her boyfriend at the time not only had a great day, but that everyone close to him had a great time as well. Whether it was his sister, his cousins, his parents, his good friends. It was really amazing to see, and that's something that I've always found to be very special about Vicki.
Yeah, if you're noticing a theme here tonight, it's pub crawls. Jeff and Vicki actually have 2 more stops planned tonight, so you can consider this the first stop on our pub crawl. But seriously, I remember the last time I was here, my cousin Emily was the maid of honor for our cousin Laura, and she just gave such a beautiful speech. And she finished by saying, the term cousin is a loaded one in our family, and that really stuck with me. Because it's something that's just been so true in my own experience. You know, Jeff, you've not only been our cousin, a teammate, a confidant, and also a best friend. And to grow up together and go through the successes and failures of adolescence together, and to watch you grow into the man that you've become, and to meet someone as incredible as Vicki, who will be there with you and be there for you through these future stages of life. We really couldn't be happier for the two of you. So we thank you, Vicki.
Yeah, I just want to ask everyone to raise your glasses for Jeff and Vicki. We love you both so much. Cheers.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's give all 4 of them a nice big round of applause. Beautifully done, all of you. Thank you very much.